Welcome to another episode of the Blue Lotus podcast. And with us today is a special guest that we actually talked about on the first episode, right? Remember, we were like, we're going to go rescue him?
Yeah.
We
rescued him.
I need to be saved.
No, don't save him. Oh, gosh. So what's up, Eric?
Nothing much. My name's Eric, by the way, whoever doesn't know. Nothing much. Just living life, you know.
Doing my best.
Doing my best, you know.
Do the best I can with what I got.
Shit.
I'll do the best I can with what I got.
Thanks for agreeing to come on so last minute. I mean, I literally FaceTimed you like 3 hours ago.
Yeah. Time's a little short with me. We talked about me coming in, guesting, and talking, but I'd probably get canceled.
Yeah, we're not going to do too much talking today, but we just wanted you to stop by, say hi.
Say my hellos, show my love.
Yes.
Obviously, I've been keeping up with the podcast, and
Thank you.
I'm happy, and I'm glad you guys came together and did this. I know we don't speak on the daily, but everyone makes changes and everyone changes things in life, and you guys kind of know changes with me and things that I've been doing that off camera. I'm not,
Right.
you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm happy, and this is the end of the road for the season, right?
Yeah, we're wrapping up the season today.
Boys to Men, end of the road.
That's literally what I thought of.
Yeah.
I used to work out to that song, and that's why I knew I had problems.
You used to work out to that song?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
No upbeat music.
No.
No.
How has life...
End of the road, bitch. Keep pushing. You need a new one.
Hey, you really don't though. That's the same song. That might be your anthem. Oh my gosh. How's sober life been? Like, have you been keeping up with your sobriety? Or...
I failed miserably,
That's okay.
I always say, what was I saying the other day when I failed? I was like, I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
Every other time.
But I feel like the thing is too, is just like in moderation, like knowing like your limits now. I feel like we were for so long, it was like no limit, like one bottle per person at a table, like type of thing. So it's like your limits, right?
Yeah, it's different from when we were getting blacked out, not blacked out, but blacked out 7 days a week, working, being in the clubs, making money, but it's part of the game, right? Like the more you drink, the more I drink, the more money I make. We used to get paid to drink, but obviously shit's different. And, like I told you guys, I was drinking 7 days a week too. And I went from like not drinking to like, now I'm like fasting, right? Like,
yeah, that's crazy. When you told me that, I was like, wait, hold on. We got to unpack that. Not today, but that's a major change.
Like I'm on like 32 hours, like no, just water, and, I want to do like 3 days, and that's how it starts. It's just, you got the little app, it just gives you little reminders and shit. But I mean, it's also like not the easiest thing. Everyone wants a little michelada or their little shot here and there, or the little coquito. But
He's like, okay.
A little.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm proud of both of you guys. Like, I feel like we've come a long way. Like, it's crazy that we are the adults, but, like, we are, and we're growing up. And I think everything is, we always say, like, we're progressing as we should be. I think it's weird to be at this age because, like, we've never been at this age. So we think we should be, like, doing other things. Like, my days are just so, like, all over the place still.
I was telling her yesterday, I'm like, I feel like my brain finally developed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was developed, but it was drunk all the time.
Yeah.
That
Like,
was
now
just
it's
like-
like, you're, like, actually, oh, this is who I am.
Right. I'm
Right.
insane.
I'm insane. Like, that's the thing.
I love it. Which is
We love it. It's okay. It's like, and it's so weird, right? Like, before we started recording, I'm like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Like, just to be sitting here in the daylight, like, sober is like...
at this time in the afternoon,
Right.
like,
90 degrees. Yeah.
We'd, like, be sleeping, like, 2 years ago at this time still.
facts.
You
I
know?
remember waking up every day at like noon, 1 o'clock. Now clockwork, 8, 9 o'clock. Like my body just,
I'm so proud of you.
you just naturally wake up now when there's no alcohol or
Anything else involved?
earrings that you fix sometimes, and things,
Yeah. I feel like that was my thing too. Like with alcohol was never really my like vice. I feel like from when I was I was young when I started getting like prescribed medications, and then I just like overdid it. It was maybe like 2011 before I even moved to Chicago, right? Like to the point where my body just couldn't take it. Like I had like 2 seizures and I had to take seizure medication. That was like before Chicago life. which
She
I didn't even.
alcohol. She went straight to. She said, "Yeah, I'm not really. I was never a big drinker. I was more." And then I was like.
So I don't judge. That's why I'm like, I'm proud of you still. And like in reality, it's just like we just evolve as we go. So then working in the club, I was not a drinker, and by then I wasn't as like I knew my body, and I knew I probably shouldn't be like doing too much with anything really. And then being in school, like I just had to be focused. So that was like my thing. Like I was always, it was never that I was judging people, but I was just like the sober friend, I guess, But yeah, that's that on that.
Yeah, but what's up with you guys? Anything else?
We actually, since talking about not drinking as much, we have a little bit of a surprise for you.
Me?
We managed to have one surprise. Like
Yay.
I tried.
Yeah,
Bro.
I don't even want a surprise these days.
It's a little surprise. You're gonna like it.
It's like a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, and for the record, I'm only wearing the sunglasses because they told me that's my vibe.
You kept them on, like.
And it's bright as fuck
Ooh,
in here.
Look him in the eye. Tell him something. Tell him what you want to say.
But yeah, I really don't have too much time because I gotta run around. But I do want to go get you a little surprise.
Okay.
It's back there.
Perfect. You open up our seat for a second guest.
Yeah. God. Is it cool if I just go?
Yeah, just right on. Make sure you.
Okay, so I got my cue cards. How do you?
I peeped that.
Cute,
I was
right?
like so professional.
This is my next project. I'm just gonna start doing like crafty stuff at home because like this is a whole big thing. Getting here, everything was just, it's like cute. Like I'm glad we got this done, but like we'll see. We'll see what happens next is a mystery.
You're on your podcast, Barbie.
Right. I'm trying to be like a Barbie, and it's like living in Chicago. It's not really working for me. I had a whole different, I was gonna wear heels the whole nine, and I'm like, I don't think I could do that.
You're right.
You gotta be like so quick. But talking about like resetting, we were discussing how we both decided to kind of step back from social media, and so I'm interested to know, like, at least Instagram for you was like the one that you felt like, okay, I have to like fall back from. How's that been, like not knowing what people are up to? Like, is it like?
Well, I felt like it was like the easier one to like fall back from.
Oh, yeah, because you think IG is like for the rejects.
I feel like IG's like that like mall that like nobody goes to anymore from like high school, like it used to be a spot where you used to go to the mall and hang out with all your friends, but now you go there and it's like ghost town, and it's like those struggling like 38-year-olds still dressing like 21-year-olds.
Damn.
Like forever 21 but you're really 39, like kind of. It's time to move on. Yeah.
That's me.
Then it's just like, it's not like, for me it's like I like seeing sense of humor and stuff like that. I just feel like people are just like
dry.
It's just drying off, and I feel like maybe it's a reflection of society. Like we all don't know what's coming next. Like we're in weird times, transitioning. Might just, that's how I view it. That's how I see it. It might be, and then again, I am the product of my own algorithm, so it's that's I'm seeing that. So yeah, I just do it start from zero.
And I know that's so interesting how we both we do both use social media, but like your like preference now is TikTok, and I'm just like, I can't even get into it. It's just like too overstimulating for me. And it's like, if I took more time, I like figured out my algorithm, I'm sure I'll have like the time of my life on there, but I just feel like IG's enough for me. And so recently, like you having me take your IG account and like I'm like, girl,
you want to quit Instagram too?
I've been wanting to quit Instagram for my whole life since I started. And so that was my thing, right? I was telling you before with social media usage, I was very like, if I was like mentally stable, happy, and like in a comfortable relationship, like I just wasn't even on Instagram because I just, I'm like, who cares? But I would get off, and then I feel like whenever my life was just like I was either in my feelings or something, I'd be like, okay, now it's time to like post, which is the worst way to use it, right? So I was never somebody that wanted so many people to be like viewing my account. I just wanted like the one person that hurt my feelings to see that I'm thriving. At least in the pictures, it looks like I might be thriving, but in reality, it was like, not okay. So then it's like, as I've gotten older, I'm just like, no, I still don't care about social media. Like, I don't have to post like because I'm in my feelings. Like, I'll just post when I want, and like that's how I view everything, really. Like, even this podcast, like at first I was so like, I need to do this and this. I'm just like, I can't force the vibe with the internet these days. And I think that's the thing, is like, as we grow, we realize it's not worth it to be scrolling on your phone all day.
Yeah. Or like I said, like I feel like it's kind of like our own version of like virtual reality, like hopping on there and seeing everybody's life, like what restaurant they were at. Like you could see what everybody's doing at every moment, versus with like TikTok, I just feel like it's like turning on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm entertained, but I don't feel the connection to those people unless it's people I know from like real life. But then that's like, it's more of an entertainment than me feeling like I'm part of the entertainment.
Yeah. I feel like for me with TikTok, it's just like so many people like talking about like subjects that are just like not that interesting to me, or like it's very like opinionate, like it's a place where like it's just so many different opinions on things, and I'm just
big
like,
world.
It's like it overwhelms me a little bit, but that's the reality of the world that we live in. Like everybody does have their own opinion and they're just gonna express it freely, you know. So it's like I want to be like I said, like a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to be on social media. I want to be a Barbie girl in the Barbie world, like that Miss Ma'am, like somewhere rolling down her ramp and just
exactly
chilling.
And that's what I was saying too. Like I watched the movie like for the third time because like remember we said that we cried. So I'm like, it didn't make me cry the third time. I think because I'm realizing, okay, yeah, like, but the whole concept of it is all of a sudden this like picture perfect, like put in a box doll like has to think about reality, right? And like the scene where she's just like, have you guys ever thought about dying?
It's the best day ever. It is the best day ever. Do you guys ever think about dying?
Dying, like that's been me since like 2019. Like all of a sudden 2019 I lost somebody like very close to me, and like I knew that he was in a bad like path. Like I kind of sensed that something was gonna happen, but I didn't think death, right? Like I was just like, what do you mean, you know what I mean? But then it's like when he was gone, I realized, wait, that's forever. Like you do have to cherish people while they're here. And I think that's why like I've been so extra with you. Like I'm just like, girl, but you're here, you know, and you're like
I went from the Barbie you put on like 21-year-old's cake, like the drunk Barbie, to wheelchair Barbie.
I know.
I was okay with I was weird Barbie.
Yeah.
Like half and half.
Yeah, you were like on your off time, weird Barbie.
Weird, yeah.
But and that's the thing. But the whole movie, the concept of the movie is like, everybody's a Barbie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not just like a particular look or a particular way that you need to be to like feel like a Barbie girl. But yeah, lately it hasn't been giving Barbie girl in the Barbie world. It's been pretty crazy.
If Johnny had 5 fucking apples.
I know, right? That's literally like, get the lesson. But we're getting it slowly but surely. And I also wanted to talk about like your latest update with like physical therapy. I'm so proud that you started. So
I started back physical therapy. I was staying away from it just because I'm like, for what, you know, like it's useless. But then I just started back up just for like my own mental sanity. I feel like hope is something that we need as humans, or just like that, like what if kind of like keeps you going and in our darkest times or whatnot. So I'm like, let me just do it. And at the end of the day, like my body just hurts from sitting down all day. Let me just get up and move, and like even if it helps with the pain, it'll be a win.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to therapy, and they actually like figured out a way for me to actually start kicking out my legs. So I started like moving stuff I didn't even know I could move, which that was pretty cool because it's like,
crying.
Yay!
I'm crying. You're
now I
like,
can do that for a fucking party trick, but you know,
something.
Yeah, it's something.
And that's what I was telling you. I'm like, but when babies are in the womb, they kick. Like that's what they, you know. So it's like you never know like what type of where you can go from there.
What type of reboot? Yeah.
You never know. Like maybe that's like the beginning of the reboot.
Yeah.
So I was happy. I think that's great news. I think like I still do believe in miracles, you know, like, so I'm like the person that's always gonna be like, it could happen, but if it doesn't happen, we're still gonna like keep it moving. Like the show must go on regardless, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's great.
I forgot who I was joking around with.
She said, yeah.
When you say that, like, if it doesn't happen, there was like this thing that they brought up where it's like when you're in a wheelchair and you get to heaven, but then you realize there's fucking stairs to the gates.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck me.
You're gonna have a little gold ramp, girl.
They better.
Obviously. If America's ghetto ass is handicapped accessible everywhere, heaven has got to be. But remember I was telling you today, that meme that was like, if hell is anything like this, I gotta get my life together. For real.
Yeah.
Because life just be lifing. And like, speaking about lifing, did I tell you that I stopped doing therapy?
You mentioned something that you kind of like felt like it was okay to break off on your own. Yeah,
so it had been like a little bit over a year, and like I just felt that I got what I needed to get from it, and like we both agreed that it's like, okay, fly and like figure it out. And I've been okay. Like I think I've been okay. Let me think. Yeah, I've been fine. Like I feel I've always been like, the first time I met her, I kind of just like laid it all on her because I felt like, you know, I think I was 30 when I started, and then I was just like to a point where I knew, like I said in the first episode, I was like accountability, right? Like I was like, I know that like my life has been crazy. I've been through every single type of trauma that you can think of, but I also know that I can't always just give that, like make that as an excuse to like be whatever I was trying to be in my own life, you know? And so I feel like I was able to grow. I was able to heal from a lot of things, and just we'll see where the road leads.
New chapter.
But yeah, I've been cool. What do you think is like the biggest misconception about you? Like at this, you can say like your 1.0 stage or your 2.0.
Biggest misconception?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, I guess since I was the other Liz for so many years, I felt the misconception. A lot of people were like, they just thought like the same old, I thought you were like a bitch, or I thought you were just like stuck up or whatever. When it's like, no, I'm fucking shy, dumbass. Like I'm not stuck up, I'm fucking shy. Right. But it's like then they would see me blacked out drunk, and I was like, how shy are you? How shy am I? Right. Freaking a party.
I know, that's the thing. I think people think we're just like this, like it's like a fantasy, right? That's the thing. When you're working in a club, people they don't really view you as a human. They view you as like
what you're selling, a product, whatever you are.
Exactly. Whatever you're selling, like,
me.
Right? You said me? Cheese. It's me. How much? I'm just kidding. But yeah, I feel like I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were saying, you know, people don't know bottle service life, like, and I'm like, we knew it because we were like so deep in it, and I never thought I was gonna get that deep in it. Like I started off like in a normal hosting position, and like then all of a sudden I started to work in clubs, and it was just like opened my eyes up to like all the wrong stuff, you know? And just being comfortable with like walking around in like lingerie and like stuff like that.
The first time they had like go out there in lingerie, you're over there like the little fucking bunny just like covering up and like. Bro,
it was at Prism, like the night that Drake was there.
Couple nights later, you're over there just.
No, I don't care.
Right.
But I was so shy. Like I remember my coworker that I was the coolest with. Like she was like, "Girl, just relax. Like it's gonna be fine." And I'm like, and then they tell me they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be Drake's server." I'm like, no.
Oh Lord.
So then like, I would just remember the whole night I like avoided that section, and it also opened my eyes up to like just the city and like how sometimes the club life is, because I felt like that was the first time I had seen with my own eyes like how insane people could be when it comes to celebrities. Men were asking me, like they were trying to have me, they were like, "Oh, can I give you money to go sit at his table?" And I'm like, I'm not even going to the table. So
you know how many times I got pushed out of the section by other men trying to be next to the big homie or trying to be like whoever. Sick. And then they realized like I'm trying to get you the liquor, and they're like, oh.
Yes.
Never once was it by a female.
No, I mean I have had like
but it was mostly men.
Mostly men. Like I feel like it's just your like ick culture, but
yeah,
I don't know. I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm obviously this is the outfit that they want me to wear, right? And so I just wore it, and I honestly I don't regret that, because I just feel like I was able to pay all my bills for like a few weeks just because of that night. So. I mean, it was worth it for me at that point. But I think we were just comfortable with it, and I don't judge myself for that. Do you ever feel no, right?
No.
Girl.
You do the same.
At least I'm not like 45 trying to do it, right?
Right. And even if you are,
do it.
All power to you.
Do it good.
Right.
So yeah. Let's see. So what's next for you? Any like plans for the summer? Any goals? Sorry, not like to be mean.
No go.
Just freestyling life.
Just freestyling. No, I feel like this is a stage in my life where I'm just kind of like sit still for a little bit, and I'm like, yep.
She's trying to support you right now.
Right there. I feel like for so much of my life, it was always like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? Like I was saying, just living fast and like crossing off goals and crossing off like everything that I never just had like a sit down and breathe and just like, it's like a soft life, but it's not really a soft life, but this is the closest to a soft life that I've ever been in. I think
about that all the time. Like, I'm just like, this is not the soft life that I signed up for. Like
it's fucking softer compared to what it used to be.
So much softer, you know?
Like when people ask me how you're doing, I'm like, I'm so peacefully bored.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's like
I've
it's
never-
okay to be bored.
I've never been this much at peace, but I'm bored, but I'm like, I'm at peace with it. Like, it is what it is. Like
I've never had this much solitude.
Okay.
I never had this many like just alone times, like things to like process, and I feel like it's necessary. I think everybody should try to go through a stage where they're just like, not you cut everybody off and like bye, but it's like sometimes you do need to like fall all the way back from things to look at it objectively and to like actually process your emotions, because I feel sometimes when we're on the go, like living fast, like you don't take the time to think, like not to like dwell on things, but to really sit and think, is this person like are we watering each other? Are we good to have in each other's lives? Like, I think once you fall back is when you can really assess things properly, instead of just like moving fast and like not realizing that maybe the people that like you were friends with in your past life don't fit in your future, you know? So I think it's been beneficial for the both of us for sure, to just process everything and like heal. And that's what this whole thing was about, is just like healing.
yeah, it's like you're in the new life, but you're still like, we're the one generation that knows what life is without technology.
Right.
So we're like that transition,
I know.
fucking sacrifice generation where we're now in our 30s. So it's like it's just, you're becoming like an old person. I'm like, I look at stuff now and I'm just like, wow, like I'm an old person,
Right.
you know?
Like everybody's just so,
I'm old, yeah.
yeah, so different than like what we were, you know? But I appreciate that moment. We had a cute little moment without social media and like MySpace being like the craziest thing.
The other day I went into Forever 21 and I'm like, oh, I really thought, if you asked me 5 years ago, I really thought I would have been in here like another 20 years. I look around, I'm just like, I feel like I'm injustice. Like, get me out of here.
Right, I know. But I also feel like, I don't know, I was thinking about that too. I'm like, am I supposed to be dressing like more?
I don't know, that's the thing. That's when you're like, you came in your Pentecostal skirt. I was like,
But I was going to wear a maxi dress today, but then I'm just like, no,
it's fashion.
it's fashion. So I feel like there's no, if it looks good and or if you're just feeling it, just wear it. Like, who cares, right? But I do feel like
Unless you're blessed, you should take that shit off.
I know. Yeah, she doesn't want to wear this anymore.
It's okay.
She's a welcome distraction. But yeah, I feel like wear what you want. Like, I don't know about that. Making money during the pandemic, that was crazy. Like, that was the most money I ever made, and like the world was shut down.
I think we were just talking about this yesterday. We were like, dude, the world, people were like in full panic mode, and here we are fucking dancing around in thongs, making money
With a mask on.
with the mask on.
So
Not
yeah,
dancing, that sounds like strippers, but whatever, you know, like,
like dancing, I'm
in the
stiff.
club. Yeah.
I'm like a robot in the club. I was like, nah. But yeah, no, that was a crazy time. But we did make money, and like that's I think how we bonded the most, is like we were just like, this is like so crazy. We just have to like have fun and laugh and just make the most of it. And so
I think that was like part of the motto where people are like, you gotta like live life to the fullest. And I'm like, well,
oh yeah.
if there's a pandemic and you might die tomorrow, like I just want to die making, like, just knowing I was doing the most.
Yeah. It's okay to move on from the nightlife. You'll be doing a podcast with a dog. That bored. But I feel like that's it. We covered a lot of stuff that we definitely wanted to
Summarize, touch base on.
just For me, what's next is I'm gonna just work on some more projects creatively, not necessarily this. I don't know if there'll be a season 2. I'm like still trying to reassess everything, because I think it's been like cool. I feel so like I healed a part of me by being able to just like creatively execute something like this. I definitely wanted to like execute it in a certain way and just make sure that not only am I getting what I need to be getting creatively, that we're able to still like spread that message of positivity, love, and light that we wanted to spread, and just hope, right?
I feel like for me, I just wanted to kind of have like it documented of what was going through my head the time following my injury, just to like look back on, kind of having a video version of a diary that I'm able to share with other people. And I feel like I did that.
Yeah, you
You
did,
know, I
because
feel-
that was like my original concept. I'm like, have you ever seen True Life on MTV?
I told her, I'm like, I feel like I already said whatever I had to say. Like everything else is kind of like,
Yeah.
it's a good
It's not,
summary.
it's like like you're
Like a
closing a
closure,
chapter. Yeah.
for sure.
And that's like everything I ever wanted for you from this, you know? I feel like sometimes we can all get to a point where it's like, it seems like this is a crazy life. Like, how did I get myself into that situation? Like, I know, like, sometimes you still go through that, and that's perfectly normal. And so you're definitely going to be able to, like, look back at this and be like, wow, like,
this is like a good thing where somebody's like, oh, like, I really want to do this, but I just know God would make an example out of me. It's like, he did,
And
made,
will.
made an example out of my ass, but shit.
If you hope to motivate your viewers, seeing how far you both came from, obstacles that you guys have dealt with, being able to share with the world, what are some of the motivations you're able to give your viewers in terms of like they've gone through stuff too, and they want to talk to people or just share their experiences with the world? What are some of the wise words you guys are able to share with them?
You want me to go first? So for me, I feel like it's weird to say wise. Like, I don't think I'm wise, but I think I've gone through so many things that, like, I'm able to at least explain to people that whatever you're going through, just know that it's part of the process. Like, trust the process, take the time to work on yourself. I think that's the most important thing. I feel that a lot of people, we just go through the motions, we live life, and we don't take a step back to see, okay, how is what I'm doing affecting my current life? I think a lot of times we want to, like, point fingers, we want to, like, blame everything on something outside of ourselves, but it really all starts from within. And that sounds so, like, cliche and so you should know it, but sometimes we need to be reminded that our life is the way it is because of us, like our free will that we have. And also, we all go through dark phases, that's normal, that's part of living life. Sometimes we expect everything to be so perfect and everybody to always be happy all the time, but that's not the reality, right? So I think a lot of this too was for me to be able to, like, process my emotions and, like you said, like, take a video of this moment to be able to, like, because it's like Instagram, right? You see a picture from, like, 2019 and you're like, oh, I remember how I felt this day. I remember, like, who I was with, like, everything about it, So it's like looking back at this, I'm going to be able to see, like, wow, I did, like, take the time to heal and always come back to these videos, to whatever, like, future projects I do, know, like, okay, this is why I started this,
Yeah, if pictures could talk, this would be them, Like, it's a lot easier to hide behind pictures, and it's up for anybody's interpretation of whatever they want to interpret from that image. For me, what I like to say is, as long as your blessings are more, like, outweigh whatever burdens you have coming, you're still a blessed person. You have to find, like, beauty in whatever you are going through. And it's hard sometimes because sometimes it's like you just get hit back to back to back to back, where it's like, I can't remember a time in my life where I wasn't, like, going through it. Right. But I always say, like, as long as your problem has a solution, it's not a fucking problem. You're going to figure it out. And it's like, it could be with, like, the darkest things that, like, if you have a terminal illness, like, as long as there's treatment, there's hope, which goes back to the whole, like, we have to, like, let ourselves live in that hope just for our own mental sanity. Right. And I feel like those are, like, probably the most I could say.
There's hope. I feel like gratitude is always important. I'm always trying to, like, center myself in gratitude and understanding that even if this moment for me is not, like, what I envisioned, that there is always something still to be grateful for. Like, when I be going through my dark stages and, like, sometimes just waking up, like, on the wrong side of the bed, to be honest, I'm like, okay, obviously God gave me another day of life for a reason.
It's a luxury.
What was the reason?
I'm always like, it's a luxury to be able to complain, you know?
Right.
Like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, fuck. Everything hurts. Like, my life is this and that. And then I'm just like, well, shit, at least I didn't fucking get bombed, you know?
Right.
Just.
But did you die?
But did you die, right? Not even that, but did you, like, the poor people that are going through it right now in Gaza, it's like, okay, yeah, they're alive, but, like, they're missing limbs, or they saw their mother get whatever. It's like, okay, well, no. Okay, bitch, get the fuck in your little chair and start pushing, bitch. Like,
right. But
make
also,
your little
don't
iced
be
coffee.
so hard on yourself, right?
Well, no, not
like,
hard,
like,
but it's like...
Yes, like, everybody's trauma is their trauma, and, like, there are people that are worse off than you. Your feelings are valid, always validate your own feelings and know, like, okay, it could be worse, but it could be better, and knowing to find a fine line between that,
For sure.
So I think, did that answer the question? All right, well, any last words? No, we said everything we had to say.
This is it.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into this episode. We'll catch you when we catch you because we're both off Instagram. So I guess we'll have to. I'm gonna go on there, probably post a little one too. But what do you think your future with social media looks like?
I don't know.
Because this is what I was thinking the other day. I'm like, I said bye, but P.S. This is what I was thinking. I'm like, there's people that have seen us in the club. They're never gonna see us again in their life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like that Barbie bye. Movie's over.
Yeah.
You won't believe what happened to that one. Like,
exactly.
You know,
so, but that's life, right? That's why you gotta cherish people. You gotta like.
You gotta pull out the VSA. What is it called?
VHS.
I can't even say it anymore.
Right. A what?
And plug it back in whenever you need to.
Yeah, like just watch the YouTube when you miss me, I guess. But yeah, thank you so much for doing this with me. You're ride or die. Like, I can't believe you agreed to this.
No problem.
Hopefully it wasn't too like.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
at all.
Well, thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye.
Bye.
Maybe you wasn't ready, maybe it's under key, and it's some for them and it ain't none for me. So we cuddle for a while, talk what you wanna be. Some things we had in common in movies you wanna see. He made it run to me, you played with one of these pretty young girls, ain't no telling where she gonna be. If she was my girl, might sound sprung on me. I give her everything like she had a gun to me. Yeah, busy man, but for you, I'm free. Just counting down the days to the next time we down.